Manor Lords has a lot of mechanics in it that can help your game out if you know them, and in some instances, actually hurt you if you don't. In today's video, I'm going to try to bring you 10 things, and hopefully, maybe just a couple of these you didn't know and can help improve your game much better in the long run. A hitching post is one of the most important things that can happen at the beginning of the game. A hitching post will give you an ox, and that is what's used to move goods around when you're talking about timber. That is something that you're going to have a lot of to move at the beginning of the game. And one of the things that I highly recommend is you use your initial starting money to get yourself a second hitching post and an additional ox. One of the biggest problems I had in the game came from markets. We originally thought you wanted to have the markets nice and close to wherever your housing is. That is essentially not the case. As Strat Gaming showed in his video, and I will link it at the end and put it in the description, you don't want to have them by your houses. You actually want to have them close to your granary and your storehouse, because they take the goods from here and put it to the market stalls. From there, it gets distributed to all the houses. Therefore, you want extremely quick travel times from your storehouse and granary to the marketplace. One of the obvious things you want to do is you want to upgrade as fast as possible. If you build new housing, you're going to get a new person to come in. A new person is a new worker. One new worker you get, okay, I could put them on fuel. They're still going to need food and clothing. So be careful about upgrading too early. As you do, you're not going to have enough of everything for them. And at the beginning of the game, fuel is a problem. It takes a lot to get that fuel going, especially if you don't have charcoal. Manor Lords isn't a race. The AI isn't going to take over the map in the first hour. You have time. So take your time, because it's going to save you time in the long run. When you go to upgrade any shop, at first you can go ahead and get a vegetable garden, chicken coop, and that can provide some resources for you. However, these artisans right here, you have to have one at level 2 to upgrade those. Once you have one level 2, you can then upgrade these to build things like shoes or make the beer that you need. One thing you need to be extremely careful about when you do upgrade these are now artisan shops. Once upgraded, they will exclusively work on this, and that means the entire family. They will no longer be able to work any other project in the town. One thing that I did not notice right away in the game was the tab button. Well, until I actually saw a video of somebody do this, I didn't know that this could be done. If you hit tab, the amount of information given to you is astronomical. You take a look at this. One example is how many workers it has and how many maximum it can have. When you look at housing, it shows you exactly what it's missing, what it has, what level it is, how many people are there. The amount of information that this tab button brings you is tremendous. Many people have ways that they make money in the game. I don't know if it's honestly the best, but one of the greatest things I like to do is get my trading post up as soon as possible. I will go into trade logistics to where I have a 25 regional cost to open up a trade route. So how do I make money early in the game? There are two things that I make very early to really get my income going. One is planks. That is one of the first 5, maybe 6 buildings that you're going to go ahead and build. Then, as soon as I get my 3rd level of a town, I will start making charcoal. That is now the next thing I will go ahead and export to make money. Those two alone will last you quite a few years before the market is oversaturated. Where to place your buildings is always going to be a big problem for you, especially when you're talking about getting berries and getting wild animals. These berries are far away. Where do you set up your hut? Now, without having hard data, I can only go by my experience. With it this far out, do you want to have it close to the berries, close to your granary, or maybe in between? I will say unequivocally, never put it close to the berries. Because most of the time what happens is that your granary people are going to run to pick up the berries. These people are working constantly to get this stuff. You do not want to have them traveling all the way up here to get this and bring it all the way back down. Yes, your people in your forager hut are going to have to go ahead and run and get these, but I would rather have them travel a long distance because they're only going after berries than to have my granary people taking a long time to get this done, so they aren't doing anything else because they're taking up time. Which brings us to our storehouse and a granary. A lot of times it's very difficult to have a lot of workers. These guys are essential to picking up all the goods because they're going to bring it back to here, and that's where everybody picks it up from. If you don't have enough, then they're going to have to go to wherever the goods are, let's say your forager hut, all the way up here to get the goods. You need to watch and see, are they just not collecting enough? And one of the easiest ways to do that is actually look at one of either your forager hut or your hunter and see how many goods do they have. Right now, these aren't going to show because it is wintertime, but this is nearly stocked full. It's telling you that people aren't getting all the stuff to the granary. You might need to put an extra person in there, even if just for maybe one season, to help get all of these goods over here to where they're centrally located, and then everybody can pick them up. One thing that can be sorely missed are roads. You just think, okay, let's go ahead and build a road. Why do I need to worry about anything else? As you can see, most people are using the road. So if somebody has to go from here to here, they could potentially have to go this route. So why not make it just a little bit easier? Roads are free. Why not build a road right here to connect them? There, that's now connected, so people don't have to walk up here. If they need to get to here, they could just walk straight across. Don't be afraid to move building. You might have something sitting here, and there are some that you almost never want to move, and that would be your granary, your storehouse. But there are small things that you can move. One of them, for sure, is your hitching post. It only takes one timber to build a hitching post, so it can be moved insanely quick. So look at certain things also, like your logging camp. Let's say all this is used up and it's just a lot of travel time. Why not move your logging camp from this side to this side where it's closer to the trees? Once again, I hope that some of these have actually helped you out in some way. I plan to come out with more of them. If it did, check out another one of my videos in which I give you some tips to help you, and of course strats on the market stalls so you don't make the same mistake I did and have terrible coverage. Until next time, my friends, take care, and thanks for watching.